Welcome to the yoga session hosted by Santa Clara County Library. We're going to start the session today in a seated position. So settle down on your mat in a cross-legged position and gently place your hands on top of your knees with your palms facing up to the ceiling and slowly close your eyes. As you're seated on your mat with your eyes closed, simply become aware of your surroundings. Try to visualize yourself seated on the mat. Your body completely relaxed. Your breath is flowing evenly into the body and out of the body effortlessly and very naturally. Trying to sit up a little bit taller by making adjustments to your spine while dropping your shoulders down. So when we sit up tall, we tend to lift our shoulders up. Let go of your shoulders. Softly relax your tongue inside your mouth. Relax your eyeballs. And relax your forehead and temple muscles. Relax the back of your head and the top of your head. Very slowly, let's begin to open the eyes by first bringing the gaze towards the floor and slowly coming up to eye level. Release your hands. We're going to come onto a kneeling position. Those of you who have a little bit knee issues, try to protect your knees by rolling your mat like this, and then you can place your knees on top of your rolled mat. That way, you're going to be there for a little bit, so that way you don't feel any pressure on your kneecaps, and then stand up on your knees like this. I'll go sideways to show you. I want you to tuck your toes like this. So we're not relaxing our toes, but we are tucking our toes. And when you tuck your toes, I want you to spread your toes. So just lift your toes out, a leg off a little bit. Make an effort to spread your toes and place it down. Do the same thing with your other leg. Just slightly lift that leg, open up those toes really nicely, and then place it down in a tucked position of both legs. Alright, let the legs do the work, let the toes continue to press down. So you're energetically working on pressing your toes into the mat. So you're not just resting them there, but I want you to apply a little bit of pressure to press those toes down. And we're going to work with our hands. Let's take our hands all the way out. Bring your hands into with your palms facing forward. Let's take the thumb inside and wrap it up with the four fingers. Now gently bend both your elbows. Now nothing moves from your shoulders or your elbows, but we're going to just move our wrists from here on. So we're going to take two pictures and water the plants. Slowly drop your wrist down like that. And come back. So make sure the whole upper body or your arms are not moving. Isolate your wrist joints and let's pour the water to the plants. And come back. Now bring your hands forward. You can extend your elbows. We're going to drop our face our knuckles down. We're going to bend at our wrists, so our hands are dropping down at the wrist level. Now think of car windshield wipers, right? How would they move? They would move like in a semicircle like that, cleaning the glass in front of the car, right? So we're going to do that. So move your hands out and in. Semicircles. And in. And four. And back. three, and back. See if you're moving your whole hand, and back. And one last one, and back. Release your hands. Let's take our hands all the way up. Now, those of us who use the keyboard a lot, or the cell phone, or any kind of electronic device, we tend to use our fingers a lot, right? Sometimes we start to feel pain in our joints. Let's articulate those fingers really well today. So, all we are going to do is think of you have two stress balls in your arms, and how would you squeeze and release? That's the kind of movement we are going to do, but we're going to do it a little bit faster, right? So, let's start. Let's go. Just continuously, like you are going to squeeze, 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 release. Just keep doing. You will feel a little bit tired, I understand, but I want to bring that blood flow back to every single finger on your arms, actually. And breathe. Few more. See if you're moving one hand faster than the other. Notice if you have stopped breathing in the process. Are you clenching your face? Breathe and release. Let's rotate the shoulders off and reverse the direction of the rotation of our shoulders and come back to the center. Let's take our hands all the way out, palms facing down to the ground. This time, left hand comes forward, right hand goes back. Come back to T-arm position. Right hand comes forward, left hand goes back. Come back to the center. Bring your hands into cactus arm position. Our elbows are in line with our shoulders approximately, and our wrist is roughly in line with our shoulders. Our fingers are really energetically spreading out as if you were going to push a really heavy cupboard away from you. How would you mentally prepare if you had to push something away from you? Now, very slowly, as you inhale, let's arch up the back, lean to the back, and a little bit more, and a tiny bit more. One last time. Squeeze your abdominal muscles, bring yourself back into cactus arm position. Release your hands. Let's just quickly rotate the shoulders one time and reverse the direction of the rotation of your shoulders. This time, we're going to rotate our shoulders with complete awareness because we're going to change the way we are going to do it. So let's try to rotate our shoulders. We are not going to touch our knuckles because we are going to be placing our hands down. So let's see how that feels. You're bringing both your shoulders forward. You're going to lift your shoulders towards your earlobes. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades all the way to the back. So I want you to feel the chest expansion and the squeeze in between your shoulder blades. And then you're going to relax your arms down. Yes? So remember this motion and let's set ourselves up for a simple cat and cow position. So those of us who are doing newly the yoga class, wrist comes in line with the shoulders. Your knee comes in line with your hips. You have space between your legs and you are now set for a simple cat and cow position. Your neck is in line with your spine. You are in a neutral position. Ready? Slowly as you inhale, look towards the ceiling. And exhale, round. So you're creating a really good round as you're tucking your chin into the collarbone. You're lifting the center of your spine towards the ceiling. One more. Belly button to the ground. Look towards the ceiling. And exhale, round. Come into a neutral position. Your neck is in line with your spine. You're in a neutral position. Now we're going to change something about our hands. Actually, this would be better. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands about 45-degree angle, right? So the wrist is no longer in line with our shoulders, but we are kind of extending our arms slightly. So don't go super wide like that, but just take it about one step forward. Stay where you are. Remember that shoulder motion that we talked about, right? So you're going to slowly try to reach yourself forward And you're going to really roll your shoulders. So don't worry about anything else. I want you to turn your shoulders outward like this. So I want you to rotate your shoulders. So maybe your elbows go out a little bit. Rotate your shoulders outward. Lift your shoulders. Squeeze all the way the shoulder blades back. And bring yourself back. Let's practice this one more time. Slowly, right? So turn your elbows outward and rotate your shoulders outward. So how would you do when you do a shoulder rotation while you were on the knees? Try to visualize that. You turn your shoulders out, then you lift your shoulders, rotate your shoulders, feel the shoulder blades so your elbows are turning in, and then you're going to bring yourself up. Let's do this one last time. Rotate your elbows out, reach your shoulders forward, lift your shoulders up and then slowly rotate. So you're going to start to feel this squeeze in your shoulder blades and bring yourself up. Stay where you are. We're going to work with our hips now. So your hand position continues to be slightly inclined. Pump up your hips all the way towards your left side. Now reach your hips forward. So you start to let go of your belly button down to the ground as if you were going to go into a cobra position. Now bump up your hips all the way towards your right side. And now as you come back to the center, push your hips all the way to the back. Your hips do not have to rest onto your heels, but really stretch that lower back out. This way 2 times. Slowly as you lift your hips up, already start to move your hips towards your left side. Gently start to let go of your lower abdominal muscles. Relax, let it go. Gently take your hips towards your right side. And as you come back to the center, let's push those hips back and let it go. Now in this position, try to relax your lower back muscles. One last time, let's take it towards the left side. Reach it forward. Take it towards the right. And push it all the way back. Let's change the direction of the rotation. Start it from your right side. Push it towards your right side. Come back to the center. See if you can arch up your back. Lift your chest up a little bit. Deepening the stretch. Pull the belly button towards you. Push your hips towards your left side. And come back to the center as if you were going into a child's position. Squeeze your abdominal muscles. Take it towards your right side. Now lean towards your right side. Look over the left shoulder. Pull the belly button towards you. Come back to the center. Let's take the gaze all the way up. Exhale, push your hips towards the left side. Look over your right shoulder. Pull the belly button towards you and let's push ourselves back as if we were going into a child's position. Slowly bring yourself into a neutral position. Gently walk your hands one step back. Remember, we had taken it forward. Tuck your toes and release. Bring yourself into a very simple, basic downward dog position and slowly start to pedal your legs off. Let's work on walking our legs one step forward so that we can actually press our heels completely down and make a connection with the back of both your legs. And breathe. Very slowly take your time. Walk your hands back towards your body into a simple forward bend position. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, full forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, full forward bend. One last time. Inhale, halfway up. Stay. Take both your hands, press it on top of your hips. So your right is pressing your right palm on your right hip and your left on top of your left hip. In a very supported manner, gently roll yourself all the way up. Stay with your hands on your hips and step forward a little bit. You can stay where you are. Continue to keep your left hand on top of your left hip. Let's take the right hand all the way up. in a supported manner. So I want you to, I'm releasing, you don't have to release your hand. Keep your bicep muscle of your right to your right ear, right? So I want you to adjust your hand. Now think that your ear and your bicep muscle have got glued together, right? There is no separation anymore. They're just stuck with each other, right? You're going to go backward with the support of your palm. So you're nicely pressing your palm into the lower back like that. Your ear and your arm are stuck together and you're going to go into a back bend. Add a little bit more. Add a tiny bit more. And one last time. Breathe. Pull the belly button towards you. Gently bring yourself back. Sweep that right hand. So you're going to take your right palm and you're going to support the lower back on the right side. Release your left hand. Left bicep muscle and your left ear got glued to each other. And now very slowly, let's reach back and back. So this becomes easy for us to strongly go into a back bend because we have a support on one side of the lower back. And go a little bit deeper. Pull the belly button towards you and slowly bring yourself back. And release. Let's take that hand also to the back. So you have both your hands supporting your lower back. Let's bounce on our knees. Keep your knees a little bit soft and slowly bend both knees. Let's take it all the way. So the more you bend your knees, the greater the stretch, right? So try to bend your knees really well, generously, and then let's take it all the way. So now you feel really strong. Both your hands are on your hips supporting your lower back, and let's go really deep. Pull the belly button towards you and slowly bring yourself back. Release your hands. Rotate those shoulders. Reverse the direction of the rotation of your shoulders. Lift your hands with your palms facing outward. Spread your hands out, right? So they're really spread. Now you think that you're pushing two cupboards away, one on the right and one on the left. So energy. So imagine if in your mind, if you think it's something is heavy, how would you pull your belly button towards your spine, right? So contract your belly tight. Mentally start to think, I'm going to push these two things away from me and press. Breathe and drop and push and drop. Maybe something that you don't need it today in your body and mind. Let's push it away and drop it down and release. Rotate your shoulders and reverse the direction of the rotation and let it go. We'll do one exercise just for the neck portion and then we'll get into a flow. So we are going to simply basically drop our right ear lobe towards the right shoulder. So the tendency, what happens is normally we start to help ourselves by lifting this shoulder up like that as the head comes. But that's not what we want to do. We're going to keep our shoulder relaxed, but we're going to just work with our head to bring our earlobe towards the shoulder. Now the important thing that I'm changing today is I want you to focus on your left ear. Right? At some point, I will say, lift your left ear a little bit more towards the ceiling. So in your mind, visualize that and see how that feels for you. Right? So very slowly, bring your head back to the center. Now slowly, let's work without lifting our right shoulder. Slowly start to turn your head and drop your right earlobe towards the right shoulder. Notice the stretch that is slowly starting to come on the left side of your neck and your shoulders. Maybe this is the max we can go. Notice if you're breathing. Jaw is still relaxed. Alright. Now in your mind, I want you to think somebody is holding your left ear like this. I'm just doing it for you to know. You don't have to pull your ear. Think that somebody is lifting that ear up like that. Notice how I leaned a little bit more. And one more time, let's do this. Somebody is lifting my left ear up. Breathe. Pull the belly button towards you very strongly. Bring yourself back. I want us to turn our chin over towards the left shoulder. So everything stays with your shoulders the same. Just turn your chin and look over your left shoulder. Now that feels nice around your right side. And gently come back to the center. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. Left earlobe drops towards the left shoulder. Let's slowly take it and keep going. And a little bit more. The other thing that can happen is we can also compensate by doing this, right? So we want to keep everything same. It's only the earlobe that is reaching towards the shoulder. All right, this is the max I can go. I'm going to pause, and just for you to get a visual effect, I'm lifting my hand. You don't have to. Take that right ear, and somebody is pulling that ear up. Think in your mind. You'll actually notice how much your thought can stimulate that ear. And one more time. Somebody is pulling my ear up. Notice if you're still breathing. We start to focus so much we forget to breathe. Relax your tongue. Now pull the belly button towards you. Slowly bring yourself back to the center. Chin turns over towards your right shoulder. So just turn and look over your right. Observe the left side of your neck. Pull the belly button towards you, come back to the center. Just slowly rotate your shoulders off and change the direction. If you sit on the computer, some of us work on the computer. If you sit for a long time, do these little exercises on your chair. It will help you to relax those muscles and stretch those muscles. All right, let's step to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to the heart center. Inhale, let's take our hands all the way up. Let's give a nice deep back bend to the body. Exhale, bring yourself into a forward bend position. Let's step the right leg back. Let's step the left leg back. Drop your knees down. Set yourself up for a simple cat and cow position. But we are not going into a cat and cow. We already did that, right? So we'll go ahead and step our right leg out. So if you directly can step your right leg to the outside of your right hand, that's fine. Otherwise, you can place it to the inside of the mat and then slowly heel toe yourself so that your right leg is aligned to the length of the mat. Okay, now we're going to dig our heel and we're going to lift our toes off. So dig your heel, flex your feet like that. You can release your other hand. You can just rest it on your lower back so that it doesn't come in your way. And now turn that heel out like that. Drop the knife edge of that leg down like that. So you will notice, if you observe, you will start to feel differently around your hips. We're going to repeat this time come into full observation. Lift that leg up. I want you to flex your feet like how you started originally. So turn your toes, flex your feet, observe your calf muscle and observe your glute, right glute. Turn that heel out and notice what's happening around your calf muscle. And now rotate that leg like this. So see how I'm fanning my toes like that? And then I'm dropping that leg down like that. And I'm also dropping my right knee outward. Notice what's happening in your right glute now. And breathe. Lift that leg up. Bring it back to the center. Flex your feet. This time, turn that leg completely and place that feet down to the ground. Easy? Some of us can just stay here and open up our shoulders like that. Those of us who want to challenge, lift your left knee off the ground and open it up. It's a variation of a side plank. And breathe. Very slowly bring your hand up over your head so your wrist, elbow and shoulders are in one straight line. And gently, if you have lifted your left knee, rest it down to the ground. Take your right hand, support that lower back. Lift that right leg, bring it forward like this, and breathe. I'm going to turn myself a little bit so you can see me better here. So we are like this right now, right? We have our right hand on the hip, the right leg is facing forward, the back leg is tucked. You're going to pull this leg all the way to the back. So take your right leg and rest it to the back of your left. So if you observe your left hand, your left knee and your right leg have come approximately into one straight line. You can take your right leg toes and turn it outwards. So don't bring it into your mat, take it outwards like that. Alright, take your right hand up. Let's do one more side plank variation. You can stay here and take your hand over your head like that. Those of you who want to challenge, lift your left leg, take it behind your right option, and then take your hand all the way over. Remember, you have an option to keep your left knee down. And breathe. Take your right hand all the way up. If you have lifted your left knee, bring it back. Take those toes outward. It will help you. And bring your right hand down to the ground. Roll yourself. Bring your left leg back in position and bring yourself onto the ball of the feet of your right. Press that leg all the way to the back. We have our right leg extended. We have our left leg toes tucked. You're going to press on the ball of the feet of your right leg. Take your left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Circle, circle, circle the ankle. Reverse the direction of the rotation of your ankle. Drop your leg down and pedal your legs off. Drop your knees down. You are back to your cat and cow position. Ready? Slowly step your left leg to the outside. If not, those of you who can't do this, it's too much for us, you can place it here and then slowly walk that leg out like that. Let's get this left hand out of the way, place it on your hip like that. Just let's support that. First thing, lift that heel. Open up your toes. Flex your feet. Engage your leg. And observe how you're feeling right at the back of that leg. So the more you open your toes and flex your toes, you're going to start to activate those calf muscles. Slowly take that leg. So you're gently turning your leg towards your left side. And now you're going to take and rest the knife edge of that leg, releasing that knee. So you're kind of relaxing your knee. We're not holding on to your inner thigh. Stay there. Up, flex. Breathe. Take it to the left side slightly. Stay. Connect with your inner thigh. And press it down and let go. Release. Breathe to that left knee. Up. Turn it to the left side. Drop that left feet down to the ground. You have an option to keep it like this. If you have just started your yoga practice, you don't have to go very deep. This is already a lot of work for you. All you're going to do is you're going to lift your left hand up like this. Those of you who have been doing yoga for a long time and you are up for a little bit of more challenge, work on lifting your right knee off the ground. You don't have to keep your hand just here. You can open up your hand as if you want to take your chest up to the ceiling. So there is a kind of a spinal twist going on in the body. And breathe. Bring your right wrist, elbow, shoulder in one straight line. Pull the belly button towards you. Drop your left hand down. Drop your right knee down. Turn your toes facing forward. Stay where you are. I think you should be able to. It's pretty easy now. All we're going to do is we're going to take this leg all the way to the back. So pull your left leg and place it to the back of your right. So you will look like this. Your right hand, your right knee, and your left feet are to the ground now. Turn your right leg toes outward. Take your hand all the way up. Those of you who want to just stay here, We are going to just work on lifting our hip. So you're going to lift yourself up, starting originate the stretch from your hip, and then you're going to take it all the way, open it up. So you're going to open the entire left side of the body. So first you want to take it one notch up. You're going to pull the belly button towards you. Take that right leg all the way to the back. Still okay here? Take that. So again, start it from your hip, right? Take it all the way up and over. And breathe. Pull the belly button towards you. Take your hand all the way up. Left hand up. Drop your right knee down. Turn those toes outward like this. Very slowly drop your left hand down. And now bring everything back, which means to say you're bringing your right ankle in line with your knee and you're rolling onto the ball of the feet of your left. Adjust that leg. We're going to press this leg, but we're going to lift our right off the ground. Slowly take your right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Circle, circle, circle the ankle. Reverse the direction of the rotation of your ankle. Drop your leg down and pedal your legs off. Very slowly walk your hands back towards your body. Stay in your forward bend. We're going to change something about our hands. Bring yourself into a half forward bend position. Take your hands into T-arm position with your palms facing down towards the ground. Now take your hands to the back like this. I would say like a skier arm position with your palms facing down to the ground. So think you want to create a semicircle, two of them with both your hands. You're going to sweep and take it back, right? So squeeze your shoulder blades. Your upper body is still parallel to the ground. Now sweep your hands. So there is a solid surface here. Think it's a countertop that you're mopping. Basically you're wiping it down, right? Think in your mind like that. And sweep those hands all the way forward. Maybe the thumbs touch each other. Push your hips back and sweep it all the way to the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And 4. And back. And 3. And back. And 2. And back. Let's do this one last time. Stay. Now bend your knees very generously, palms facing towards each other. You end up in a chair position. And breathe. Sit down. One last time. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. You're holding a ball in between your hands and giving a back bend. Continue to hold the ball and give a back bend to the body. Counter position. Reach your fingertips up and circle your hands. Rotate your shoulders. Reverse the direction of the rotation of your shoulders and let it go. Alright, so we are going to do one triangle position as well. In this also I will change it a little bit today. So we are going to take our left leg forward. Let's start the setup slightly differently. Keep both your feet at the same height. Your toes are at the same height. You are just having your legs about hip width apart. Lift your right heel off the ground and slightly walk that leg back and drop your right heel down to the ground. Now, do not take your legs extremely wide. So, the distance would be 2 feet. So, it would be 1 and 2. That would be the distance between your legs. Your back leg is not exactly behind your friend. There is space. In the sense, they are hip width apart, even though one leg is at the back. Right? We are going to come into a half forward bend. When I say when you're in half forward bend, I'm going to ask you to squeeze your glutes and rotate your right hip a little bit more forward today. So we'll see how that feels. Open up your hands into T-arm position. Pull the belly button towards you. Lead with your chest and your chin. Press onto your feet very strongly and bring your upper body parallel to the ground. Stay. And breathe. Let's take our hands, place it on our hips. So support your lower back with your palms. This makes you feel more strong and confident. Now just tightly squeeze your glutes. Press on both your kneecaps so there is no bend in your knees. But I want you to think you are turning your leg inwards like that, like a corkscrew, right? You're rotating it like that. So create that feeling in your leg, which is in turn going to feel in your right hip point. I hope you are able to do this one correctly. And release. Once again, so actually the easy way to cue this one would be to say that you want to turn your knee inwards. But I'm afraid if I say that, people might start putting pressure on their knee, which I don't want you to do. So we are really physically not moving our knee, but we are engaging our inner thigh muscles, right? So that's why I'm using the word inner thigh. So use your inner thigh muscles and work on turning your right hip inwards. Pull the belly button towards you and slowly lift yourself all the way up. Release your hands. Take your hands all the way up, palms facing forward. Pull the belly button towards you. Come into a very simple basic. No bend in both the knees. Both knees are locked. Come into a simple forward bend position. And breathe. Keep your right hand on top of your left ankle. Take your left hand. Now notice when you place your right hand onto the outside of your left ankle, you will want to dip your right hip down. So I want you to dip that right hip down and then take your left hand all the way up. See how you're squeezing your inner thighs right now? See how you're working on dropping that right hip a little bit more towards the ground? Notice what is happening with both your thighs, how tight they have become. I want you to feel that. And breathe. Pull the belly button towards you. Bring your hands, rest it on top of your chin. Inhale, fly your hands to the side. Take your hands all the way up. Reach your fingertips up. Circle your hands. Rotate and reverse. Step your right leg forward and take your left leg about 2 feet distance apart to the back. Fly your hands into T-arm position. Both knees locked. Squeeze your abdominal muscles, lead with your chin. Upper body comes parallel to the ground. Take your hands, rest it on top of your hips. So those of us who have absolutely no bend in our knees, we should be feeling it already at the back of our right leg, which is our front leg. And breathe. Now very slowly, remember that feeling when you dip this hip down, how you were working with your inner thighs and your leg. So let's slowly try to squeeze our glutes and then try to squeeze the thighs inwards. So you're taking your left hip and kind of rotating it inwards like that. So it's like a squeeze of your quadricep muscles basically. And bring yourself all the way up. Let's do this deeply now. So now you're going to actually drop your hip as you rotate, lifting your right hand. Take your hands all the way into T-arm position. Pull the belly button towards you. Bring your upper body parallel to the ground. Very slowly take your left hand. Now already start to turn your body like this. So you are making an effort to turn your left hip point down. Left hand goes to the outside of the right. Right hand goes up. Shoulder is working, spine is twisting, left hip point is dropping down. You're squeezing your thighs inwards towards each other. Squeeze your glutes and press your feet down to the ground. And breathe. Pull the belly button towards you, come into T-arm position. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Circle your hands out, step your left leg forward and shake your legs off a little bit. I really hope I was able to cue that correctly and you people have actually experienced that stretch. We'll work on the top of the leg as well today. So I'll go diagonally here. Bring your legs together. Take your hands to the heart center. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Let's give a back bend to the body. Exhale, bring yourself into a forward bend position. Let's take our left leg to the back. Drop your left knee down to the ground and relax your toes like that. So your toenails are pressing to the ground on your left. Right? Now all you're going to do is you're going to work on lifting your left knee off the ground. Slowly work on lifting your left knee off the ground. And release. I know many of you have done this before. For the benefit of those who are doing for the first time, you are supposed to be feeling the stretch right on top. So if somebody was holding my leg, I will just demo it like this, and you're going to bend your leg like this, right? So you're going to feel a stretch right there, which is not normal, right? We never do this kind of a stretch when we are walking in our daily life. So that's our goal, to stretch those muscles out there. Let's repeat. Relax your toes and slowly work on lifting your knee off the ground. So that's a beautiful stretch around your ankle that you're experiencing, which we normally do not do when we wear our shoes and walk around. And rest it down. Uh, Anchor your toes. Let's take the other leg. Take your right leg to the back. Step your left leg forward. And relax your right leg toes now. It might be really hard for some of us. This position, it might be really difficult. If it is hurting you, don't do it. Right? Only if you are able to do it. If you have injuries or something, avoid this one. Ready? Slowly lift your right knee off the ground. And drop it down. Once more. Up. And drop it down. Let's switch. We'll add arm position. So I'm just alternating the legs so the pressure is not too much on one leg, right? Let's take that left leg all the way to the back. Sorry. So let's step the right leg forward and keep the left leg to the back and relax your toes. If you are really feeling a lot, you're going to just slightly work and drop and just leave it there. Don't go too far. Those of us who are able to go a little bit deeper, work on lifting your knee off and lifting your right hand off the ground. Opposite hand, opposite leg. And breathe. And release. Switch legs. Right. Left comes forward, right stays to the back. Relax your toes. Ready? Up. Still okay here? Left hand. Those of you who find it super easy, both hands. Up and forward. Up and forward. Up and forward. And release. So pick the level always that works for you guys. Lift your right leg only, rotate that ankle. And reverse. Let's pull that left leg back and rotate your ankle. And reverse. Drop your legs, both your legs down, knees down. Lift both your feet off the ground. Rotate both your legs. And reverse. Let's tap the toes and bring yourself into a downward dog position and start to pedal your legs off. Very slowly walk your hands back towards your body. Come into a forward bend position. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Let's give a nice deep back bend to the body. Take your fingertips up, circle your hands, rotate your shoulders and reverse the direction of the rotation. Alright, if you remember we had heel digging, turning out, dropping, right? And then we had our toes pressing, so we had multiple ankle positions and heel positions today. Let's use that in lunge. Hands back to the heart center. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bring yourself into a forward bend position. Let's slowly step the right leg to the back. Stay. Alright, dig your heel, flex your feet. Remember this position, very familiar. Drop your left feet down, lift your heel off the ground, reach forward, elbow sideways. So you look like this or like this. Now when you are like this, I want you to press this back knee down. So I don't want you to do this, right? Press it back. Everything is going back. When you come forward, everything is coming forward. And everything is going back. Inhale, reach yourself all the way forward. Exhale, dig your heels, flex it up. One last time. Inhale, let's take it up. And exhale, let's take it back. Drop your feet down, drop your knee down. You're going to take your left leg back. Bring your right leg forward. Back leg toes tucked on your left. Lift your left knee off the ground. Let's start with an inhale. Heel off. Take it all the way up. Take your heel. Flex your feet. Press your back leg. One more practice round. And back. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. And exhale. And one last time. And exhale. Drop your left knee down. Take your right leg back. Keep your hands shoulder width apart. Lift both your legs. Shake those legs off any which way. You can just shake it off. You can rotate. You can reverse. Drop your legs down. Walk your hands back towards your body. Take your legs to one side. Drop your hips down. And extend your legs all the way out. Alright, so today we focused on some really deep stretches and especially muscles which we normally don't engage during our daily activities, right? So it will be beneficial for us. Keep the right leg extended. Bring your left into your chest. Take your heels. Flex your feet. Place your hand on top of your shin. And lift your left leg up. You slightly lean back. And right off the ground. Breathe. Keep everything. Release your hands. If you can't, it's okay. Place it here. Right? If that's too much for you, you can take the support of your hands down like this. So I will say this would be first option. This would be second option. This would be third option. If it is here, here or here, make a switch. So you do this, or you do this, or you do this. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smile, guys. And tabletop. Hold. Bring your ankles in line with your knees. Flex your feet. Bring a gentle smile and relax your jaw. Extend and in. Extend and in. Extend and in. Last time. Extend and in. Release. Flex your feet. Let's do a forward bend. It will help us release the lower back. Take your hands all the way up, palms facing forward. Come into a simple forward bend. Connect with your lower back. In your mind, say, I want to relax my lower back muscles right now. Inhale, take both your hands all the way up. Take your hands to the back. Circle your hands. Right hand back and go sideways here. So you want to turn your fingers pointing towards your body like this. If not, you can keep it sideways or you can keep it back. Yeah. If you want to give a little deeper rotation to the shoulder, point your fingers towards your body. Let's take it all the way up. So your hips are down. It's just your chin and your chest. Bring your chin parallel to the ground. Separate your legs out slightly. Slightly. So nothing has changed with your hands, right? So we are going to lift our hips off now. All we are going to do is we're going to press on our palms. We're going to dig our heel. We're going to keep our feet flexed, which means they're not dropping any other ways. And slowly dig your heels, lift your hips up slightly like that. Now bend your knees a lot. A lot. Lift your hips up. Notice how you're working your calf muscles and up. So I want you to really bend your knees here. Maybe there's a shake in the body, which is normal. And release, let it go. And shake it off. All right, take your hands up. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Few more and release. Keep going. Increase the speed. Remember we did this earlier? Just make it super fast. Activate those little joints. And release. Let it go. Alright, let's come down. Can you believe it is 11:54 already? Let's come down to the ground. Bring your knees into your chest. Sorry, it's 10:54. Alright, bring your knees into your chest. Place your hands on top of your kneecaps and let's draw circles. Massage and reverse. One more, rotate and reverse. Drop your feet into bridge position, feet. Rest your hands next to your body. Let's make our way into a simple bridge position. Start to release your lower back off the ground, your mid back, and lift your belly button up towards the ceiling. And now slowly let's spread those shoulder blades down. The mid back, the lower back, and the tailbone. Extend your left leg only out. Bring your right knee into your chest. And I want you to turn your right knee outward and hold on to that right leg. So I think I should face this way here. You will be able to see me better. So what we are doing is we are trying to turn that leg out like this. So the base of your feet of your right is turned towards your left and your right knee is out. Use your hand to push this leg and pull this leg into your body. Keep your head down to the ground. It's a beautiful stretch. Stay and release it. Extend your right leg out. Bend your left, bring it into your chest. Now take your left knee out towards the left side. Lift your head up if you need to. Hold on to the outside edge of your left feet and now turn that leg inward. You can rest your head down and keep pulling your feet into your body as you use your hand to press that thigh out like that. You have pretty much engaged a lot of muscles of your glutes, your calves, your ankles today. So your legs got a very good workout today. Good stretch, I would say. And extend. Reach your hands over your head. Fingertips and toes being stretched in the opposite direction. And release. Let it go. Find a nice comfortable position in Shavasana by spreading your hands and legs away from the midline of your body. And gently close your eyes. Once again, As you keep your eyes closed and lying in Shavasana on your mat, become aware of your surroundings and try to visualize yourself resting on the mat and connecting with your breath. Take a couple of relaxing breaths in and out, extending your gratitude to every single muscle, cell, fiber of your being for serving you so deeply, allowing your mobility and daily functioning. Very slowly bend both your knees and turn your body to the right side. And take the support of your hands and gently make your way up into a seated position with your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to the heart center with the thumb touching the heart center. If you wish to make a small prayer for your loved ones in the world around you, you may do that at this time. Very slowly, whenever you're ready, start to open your eyes by first bringing the gaze towards the floor and slowly coming up to eye level. Let's all take a bow together and say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining the class today. I'll see you next Tuesday.